No, we definitely did not learn our lesson. We definitely did not learn our lesson.
Well, this wall, this spot memorial came about to be through Ray Fury, Rockin' Ray Fury. He was a community person here, and he had gone down to the Trade Center that day on the 11th. He couldn't do much down there, so he decided to come here, and he started painting the flag, the American flag, on the wall, and then proceeded to paint other things during the course of the week. People were coming in the neighborhood. They told them to paint the name of the person, of their loved one, and people came to give him food. We were one of them. Give him food, give him lights. The police department came, gave him lights, and it just grew from there. He put out a sign to have a memorial on the 11th of every month. So October 11th, we came of 2001, and we all congregated here. There must have been about at least 300 people here in the park. And it was
continued.
It continued, it grew until actually February of 2002. And that's how I met Tina. In February of 2002, there was only 10 of us here. There wasn't anybody else, and actually it was the first time that it ever rained on the 11th. And we were standing under the umbrellas, singing some songs, and we decided, listen, we can't let this go, we have to do something. So we formed ourselves to be the Brooklyn Bedford Park 9/11 Memorial Committee. And that's how we became. It was Tina, myself, Dave Mizell, the late Dave Mizell, Linda and John Aranti, Mary Bracken, Mary Dwyer,
Al Semi,
and
no, that's it.
And that's it. It was just us and Ray Fury, of course. And every month thereafter, we played music. We did everything legally with the police department, the parks department, most definitely, the fire department. Everyone came, and we had the first year anniversary on September 11, 2002. And all the community came. There was quite a lot of people. And I'm proud to be part of it. It's a sad occasion. But it's to remember all those souls, all those people that died that day, and all the people that died in other areas and still dying today. And I feel very honored and blessed to be here and be part of something that has an effect for other people to come and pay homage and respect to those that are lost.
We're actually one of the only memorials that are left here in Brooklyn. I mean, I know that there's a memorial in Staten Island, or there's a memorial in Marine Park, but the late Lou Fiddler called us the People's Memorial because we don't get money from anyone. We pay for everything ourselves, so we're not indebted to anyone. The Parks Department has been absolutely incredible to us. They are just as protective of this wall as we are. The Police Department, even though the Parks Department says, you got to clear everything with the Police Department, don't worry about it. We got you. They supply the lights for that night. They supply the generator, because otherwise we wouldn't have electricity to play the music, and they've just been extraordinary. We kind of do the same thing every year because there's no reason to deviate. It's all about them. And it's about making sure that people don't forget, because if you forget, it's going to happen again. It's got to stay fresh in people's minds. And especially with people dying today because they were down at that pit and they were digging for people.
Yeah.
It's still going on. It was the gift that just keeps on giving.
Yeah.
So That's basically why we do it.
He said he couldn't
He
even,
never drew.
he said he couldn't even draw a straight line. He said he felt compelled by God. To be honest with you, that's his exact words.
See, look over there what he wrote. Mural by Rock and Ray, requested by Jesus.
You know,
He just was guided by whomever.
and to do it, and he's done it. He painted. He even encouraged us to paint other names on the wall, and over the years, that's what we have been doing.
Ray was down at the pit digging. He has lung issues now. He has lung issues now.
Actually, we had fireman Dave Cardinale. He escaped there. He's a survivor.
David was a firefighter down there that day. And he was in the building when the building fell. One of the buildings when it fell, and he managed to get out. He came here 1 year.
Yeah, the shirts. He made
But
up
he can't really
address.
he can't really come. I was surprised because when he came here, he was like, Tina, I'll come, but I'm not going to speak. And then suddenly he just grabbed the mic and he just started talking. But I invite him every year, and every year he goes down to the Trade Center and he goes to his firehouse in the city. He was friends with Father Michael Judge. So it's an especially hard day for him. But he looks forward to my call every year saying, you gotta come, and he'll say, I'll try. But I know that he's not going to. But he's happy that I remember him. It was great for maybe about a year, and then human nature, it just goes back to being the way it was. I think probably the only time you go back to being the good people is on September 11th, because you're kind of smacked in the face with it.
Yeah.
No, we definitely did not learn our lesson. We definitely did not learn our lesson. I mean, I don't know what the answer is. In the days and the weeks and the months following, I was all gung-ho, just flatten that side of the world. And people said, Tina, you can't do that because then you're just as bad as them. And I was like, I don't care. We have to get rid of them. And I guess they were right. We can't be as bad as them.
The outpouring of people for that day, and still I see a difference a little bit, that they still want to help, they still want to come, but you have to show them first. You have to see actions speak louder than words. And I feel our actions are helping other people.
That's true.
I mean, we just buried 2 people this past year who just passed away from the 9/11 illnesses. And it's happening every day. I know people die every day. Everything's going on in Russia and Ukraine. People have to come together. You have to be your brother's keeper no matter what. And that's the bottom line. Right.
And I think that the one night, September 11th, that we're here, we have that power to bring everyone together, even if it's just for a couple of hours.
We on the 10th anniversary, Tina, every year we honor a lot of people. So the 10th anniversary was her best.
May I?
All right, let me leave it to her to say.
This was
Her project.
years before, when I found out that a ship was being built with the steel of the Trade Center. I said, they're going to come to my memorial. And when I found out that the ship, the USS New York, had been christened, I said, okay, it's time. So I picked up the phone and I called the United States Navy in Washington. And I said, hi, this is Tina Gray from the Brooklyn Bedford Park 9/11 Memorial Committee. I'd like to speak with someone about getting a representative from the USS New York to come to our 9/11 memorial this year. And they hold on, phone calls back and forth. Yeah, right, like they're really going to care about me. One day I was on Sheepshead Bay Road when my little flip phone rang, and this voice said, "Tina?" I said, "Yes." "Hi, this is Tim Gorman from the USS New York. I'm calling to let you know that the color guard from the USS New York will be at your memorial on September 11th. "Oh, that's wonderful." And he needed some details. Well, I got off the phone with him and I stood in the middle of Sheepshead Bay Road. I started screaming and crying. I did it. They're coming. And I think I was standing maybe about over there. And they came walking in to this park, and I was like, I did it. And it was just extraordinary. Ned was here. News 12.
Yeah.
News 12 was here. And it was the most extraordinary experience. Like, if I had died the next day, my life would have been complete, because who does that? Who does that?
And Friday evening, the night before, Tina and I was on the phone, and she was saying, we're just gonna play music and have people come, and we don't have anybody to honor. And the very next day, less than 12 hours later, I met this gentleman, Dirk Delf is his name. And he was blown from he was in the World Trade Center, one of those buildings. As it was going down, he landed on Liberty Street. On his arm is all messed up. He don't know how he even survived it. He does remember that there was a man that gave him a big jug of water, and he was spewing out all the toxins and whatever was in his body. Now he has asthma, very bad asthma, and whatever else. But we met him, and he came to my house with Tina on this past Tuesday. We had a meeting, and he's going to come on September 11th, and he's honored. He said he's a man, and they say men aren't supposed to cry, but you know what? Crying is a human function, whether you're male or female. And he's more than happy to come, and he doesn't want to be alone on September 11th. So I feel what we do is greater than us. And it's just, I feel there's so many other stories. It's not even about us, it's about the name.
Sometimes God works through us.
He works through us, I believe that. I really do. And like I said, I'm honored and overwhelmed by this. And as long as I'm breathing, will still come. No matter how sick I am, I don't care. Because it's for the betterment of America, it's the betterment of the world.
And because we should never forget. For all of you.
The girls and kids from Good Shepherd's Catholic Academy, they would come line up this whole wall. The candle is overwhelming at night. It looks beautiful. Then you see the firemen and the police bended knee lighting the candles, and it's just
yeah, it's just because it's about remembering everybody, but it's also to thank everybody, but in this area, all of our first responders. We just want to say thank you. We know how bad that day was for you, and we know what you do every day, and we thank you.